Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Johnson, and I am currently the Director of Nursing at Helen Newberry Joy Hospital. And today I would like to speak with you about the importance of designated trauma centers across the United States. Did you know that trauma is the leading cause of death in ages 1 to 46? As a result, trauma centers play a very important role in providing advanced care to patients. Not all trauma centers are created equal. Allow me this opportunity to discuss with you some of the differences between the trauma centers. There are two different types of trauma centers: designated and verified. A designated trauma center follows the processes outlined at the state and local levels. These centers would be your smaller centers, smaller hospitals. These would be typically your level 3 and level 4 trauma centers. Verified trauma centers follow the processes outlined by the American College of Surgeons. These are going to be your bigger hospitals, your regional centers, and typically these are going to be your level 1 and level 2 trauma centers. Now, I'd like to explain to you the differences in the different trauma levels. A level 1 trauma center. These centers are able to provide total patient care. These facilities have all the necessary resources to care for the most extreme trauma cases. These facilities would have advanced testing available. They would have specialty providers available, such as neurosurgeons, plastic surgeons. These facilities would even have things such as rehabilitation services. The patients would have all the resources necessary. Next would be a level 2 trauma center. These centers are able to provide definitive care for all injured patients. These facilities would also have specialized testing available, specialized services from providers such as cardiologists, emergency department physicians, and also these facilities would have transfer agreements in place. Not all patients here would be able to stay. Some of them may need to be transferred on to a higher level of care, possibly at a level 1 facility. Next would be a level 3 trauma center. These centers are able to provide prompt assessment, resuscitation, stabilization, and these facilities also have surgical services available 24 hours a day. These centers as well would have transfer agreements in place should the patients need to be transferred on to a higher level of care. And lastly would be our level 4 trauma centers. These centers are able to provide advanced trauma life support and stabilizing care as well. Typically, these patients are going to have to be transferred from these smaller facilities, these level 4 trauma centers. They don't have all the resources necessary, such as the specialized testing or even the specialty physicians available. These facilities, too, would have transfer agreements in place. So these are the various levels of trauma facilities in Michigan. However, this can vary state to state. Now I'd like to discuss with you some of the benefits of becoming a designated trauma center. It serves as a process improvement program, which leads to improved care. It provides financial advantages to the facilities because they can also bill for these trauma activations, and most importantly, improve patient outcomes. Becoming a trauma center is not a requirement, but it's a voluntary process which benefits not only the hospitals, but the communities and where they reside. The verification designation process is good for 3 years, and then the facilities have to reapply. Not all hospitals have the resources available to become a level 1 trauma center, but no matter what trauma level a facility might be, they have taken the initiative to have an organized approach to trauma care. The goal for all facilities should be to get the right patient to the right place at the right time. Thank you.